Hello, and welcome to another session of San Francisco by Night, Hunter the Vigil. Tonight, another social scene occurs with Alex having a conversation with one of the other patrons, so to speak, and Justice and Riker have some things to talk about. We now go to the scene. Alex, where are you in Section 9 right now?
I'm gonna say that she is reading a book in the um one of the living rooms areas, like living areas. She's reading a book about occult, trying to find more about herself, but just reading stupid human bullshit that doesn't give any knowledge about the beasts. Quite frustrated she is.
And what room did you say you were in? I'm sorry, I cut out there for a sec.
Sorry. Living room, like a living area for everyone to
Mm-hmm.
be in. She is
Mm-hmm.
basically like reading a book there, maybe eating some chips while doing so.
Eventually, you see a man dressed somewhat like this come on in.
She kind of like looks up and quite surprised to see a cowboy, and she nods.
He takes off his hat. He's like, Miss Alex, I presume?
Uh, Alex, yes.
Doc Holliday. Pleasure to meet you.
Hello, sir. How can I help?
Oh, I'm one of the other specialists here at Section 9. Weapons
Uh,
Division and Social Tactics. Excuse the getup, I'm just a man of style.
Certainly.
I wanted to just
Um,
ask you a few things since I'm still fairly new here to Section 9 and I hear you've been on a little longer than I have.
I'm, uh, I'm all here. I can help, I hope.
Well, you see, I wanted to ask you some things about Mr. X. As awesome as a guy as he is, just was curious about him. How long have you known him?
3 months.
I see. And what's your take on the man?
She takes a deep breath. He saved me from some places I feel I owe him a lot. That's an understatement. She thinks she owes him a lot of things, and she feels like he is there's a family ties between her and uh, at least one-sided family tie from Alex to X. So, but it's obvious that what she says is an understatement to this person.
Kind of nods a bit. He says, Well, yeah, I'd say that's pretty fair. He helped me a little bit too. I just wanted to get kind of acquainted with some of the other members I'll be working with since I'll be taking on more full time duties. Why don't you tell me a bit about yourself?
Name's Alex. I know how to handle myself. Had a bit of a strange life, but I'm learning how to be normal as best as I can be. Um, Other than that, what you see is what you get. Yeah, not a lot of stuff's going on with me. I'm just an open book.
Indeed. Doc Holliday, a little bit of a historian myself, also a gun expert and social, shall we say, interface.
Social interface of what?
That's a friendly way of saying I'm really good at poker and telling when people are lying.
Okay.
I was brought on as part of the weapons division and psych ward division.
I'm
Have you
also.
met? He nods. Sorry.
You go on. Go on. Yeah.
Have you met Mrs. Frost yet?
I don't know who Mr. Frost is, but what's
Oh,
Mr. Frost?
he kind of shivers a bit. Good. I hope you never meet her. Scary
Oh,
woman.
what she is?
She is the main psychiatric evaluator for Section 9.
Do I need to be evaluated?
No, but
Oh,
who knows? You never know when you might get called in.
oh. So did you like mean that I kind of lied to you because I really wasn't?
No, I don't think you were at all.
Uh, so you say like you were doing weapons and stuff. Like what kind of weapons you do?
I am very good at crafting ammunitions of varying types.
Uh, the out of curiosity, like what is Section 9 as a whole? Like I know we kind of like go against bad guys and against the
From what
enemy.
I understand, we are an independent intelligence agency that acts as one of the localized hunter groups here in San Francisco.
We hunt the baddies.
Yeah, things that are a threat to society.
We have connections in both sides of the law, then, right?
Correct.
Okay. Well, I hope I won't disappoint anyone.
Well, you certainly don't disappoint me, and I don't think you disappoint Mr. X. He's already put you in quite a high position.
Hi, you mean enforcer?
Yes,
Yeah.
gives you quite a bit of pull.
What does this mean? Like, I know that it allows me to train and help others and plan, but I thought like it wasn't a big deal.
Well, you go into a building, who typically has the power? The customers, the staff, or the security?
I see your point. You're right. Those who holds the sword usually holds the pen, unlike the saying.
Mhm. Or we could always ask that famous question. A banker, a king, and a farmer are all in a room with a sellsword. Who does the sellsword truly work for?
I always answer that question as Sellsword works for himself, but yeah. Um, is there like anyone like me around here?
Kind of looks and he's like, I'm not entirely sure what you mean by that question.
I'm like am one of the humans who feels some kind of will to survive. Is it obvious that she doesn't know what she fucking talks about? She's trying
Yeah,
to say like,
he's
I'm a
he's
beast,
yeah,
and
he
yeah.
doesn't know. He doesn't know. He seems to not know what you're talking about.
Oh, okay. Sorry. So, do we need? Does Mr. X needs anything? Do you know like any jobs that needs to be done? Who's the enemy now? Like we killed the enemy one and a half month ago.
Well, I think we're actually due for some downtime after that, I have to say. That was quite the expedition. I wasn't able to be there with you, but I was in Team 3. I was dealing with the outer grounds. I have to say, our snipers did some good work on that route.
I didn't see what was going on. I had this like katana bitch with a katana.
Yeah, I heard about that in the report. I wonder what happened to those two. I wonder if they made it out or. wonder if we'll run into him again. We should definitely be on our guard.
I kind of want to make that mistake that I did. I failed, Mr. X. I should
Hey, you didn't
apologize,
fail. Your enemy ran. It's not really a failure. I'd call that a victory.
but she's still a problem.
Perhaps. But wouldn't it have been a bigger problem if you had somehow died?
I don't know. Would it be?
I don't know. I think that would be a much bigger problem. Because then it would be a loss, and we would have lost someone valuable to the team. And Mr. X would be upset.
Would he?
Of course he would be. You're a valuable asset to this organization. He seems to value that.
Yeah. Crazy. Thank you. Thank you, though.
Of course.
Well, I should return to the book. If there's anything else, like, let me know, okay? Like,
Of course. Let me know if you need any weaponry made, but from what I hear about you, your fists are your weapons. From what I understand, you're quite good with them.
I asked Karen to make me a brass knuckles that is like kind of sharp. We will see. I'm also kind of good with guns, but not good like others. So I guess we will see.
You notice his hand is already holding out one of his. He's got two stainless steel revolvers
Mm-hmm.
at his hip, and his hand is literally out and presenting the grip of the gun to you, and you did not even see his hand move.
She takes it in like she looks. She has 3 dots in firearms, which means she's a professional, but not insane like nearly everyone else.
Mm.
She checks the gun, and this looks like a nice gun.
This looks like a very well made Colt Navy.
Mm-hmm.
Stainless steel, although it's been blackened to prevent rusting, so it hides fairly well at night. It is a beautifully designed weapon. It is just the most master crafted weapon you can see. There's no engravings or anything, but engravings give you no tactical advantage whatsoever, so they're not needed.
She checks
But
the ammunition.
The ammunition looks a bit odd, especially in an old-fashioned gun like this. It almost looks like more modern, kind of 20 cyberpunk kind of ammo, but it's red. It has the tips on the end of the bullets typically are not hollow point. They appear to be armor piercing or something.
Mm-hmm.
And they appear to have just a very, very, and only you see this in terms of anyone else walking by, a very, very faint glow.
She kind of points the faint glow and says, what's that?
Well, that's my real specialty.
Uh-oh, I'm all ears.
Magic.
Oh, you're a mage.
No. Well, some would consider me one, but I prefer the term hedge mage. There's a difference between true magic and the hedge magic. This slow magic, if you will, is possible for us mortals. I don't know much about the high magic, but that is a completely other realm of territory that I do not even want to get into. I think it would melt my mind.
She kind of like checks, she narrows her eyes. Okay.
You look at him and he is not a mage.
Yeah.
He appears to be some sort of supernatural human. That's what you're getting off of him. But he is not one of the highborn avatars.
She says, well, it's glad to meet with you, and if you need anything, from me, someone who can get up and close or teach you how to brawl, like, let me know, I guess.
I may take you up on that. He takes the gun back, twirls it, puts it back in the holster. Like I said, Doc Holliday. Pleasure to meet you, Alex. You have a good one.
You too.
Puts his hat back on and he leaves the room.
Yeah, she will return to reading her stuff if no one comes in.
You do hear a little faint breath let out, like someone's in the room, like letting out like a nice. thing. And this woman you know, though. She is codenamed Cyclops in Section 9, but you've worked with her before. She actually joined the organization very similar around when you did. She
Mm-hmm.
is one of the covert operatives and sniper specialists. And she was apparently doing her little thing where she holds her breath and goes invisible. Well,
She's
that's
kind of like
interesting. Good to see you making friends, Alex.
you sneaking around me.
I'm always sneaking around.
Well, I will. Hopefully not on toilets.
I never spy on someone when they're in the bathroom. That's just rude.
Okay, that's creepy and rude. But yeah. So, te- should I get like feel important that people are spying on me?
I wasn't spying on you, and she sets down a book that she had in her hands. I was just reading.
Ah. So like, you were in the attack 1.5 month ago.
Yes, I was. I was doing sniper duty.
Do you always walk around with that armor? Isn't it hard to sleep with that one?
She presses a little button on her belt, and the armor appears to look like normal clothing. Well, it's nice to be safe. Most of the time, I don't walk around with it, but I did just get out of a mission, so I haven't taken it off yet. It is quite comfortable. It is form fitting. I probably could sleep in this, although it wouldn't be advisory.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, well, what are you reading?
Hansel and Gretel.
Huh. Yeah, I read that before. So, what do you think about what we did in Section 9?
I think it was necessary. From what I read about the facility, it was not a very good place. He was kidnapping people and keeping them in his basement. In all honesty, I really don't care who or what he was. I'm glad he's dead.
Alex nods. Who killed him?
That would be Mr. Ellison.
The rich boy?
Yeah,
Took his revenge, it seems, huh?
so
Cool.
it would seem. It appears that Lance killed his parents in a hit.
Yeah, he was
As
not.
for Yeah, apparently, as for his parents' real killer, like the actual hitman, he's still out there somewhere.
I. He didn't want to tell me, but it was kind of obvious that he had some issues. But hopefully, he will be happy now that he took the revenge. I suppose.
Hopefully, yes. And
Hopefully, he
it's
will
at this
smile.
Yep, it's at this point that a very big hulking behemoth of a man comes walking in and just gives you both a nod as he walks off toward one of the other facilities. And
Hello.
from his helmet respirator, you hear, um,
Hello, Alex.
Hello. I'm. I'm sorry I let the other bitch run away.
he pulls off his helmet. Not an issue at all. He sits down not too far from Cyclops. He says, I'm just looking forward to this nice time of absence. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love action. No one loves action more than me, but these past few weeks have been busy. We definitely needed some downtime.
I hope everything will be fine. But uh, yeah. I just feel bad about letting that bitch run away.
It happens. She knew she couldn't win against both of us, so she ran. I wish I could have gotten her, but well, I have many talents, but I'm not that fast.
I am fast, but I was hold by others. What's how was that like yellow haired dude was doing? Is he like fine? The Morgan was his name.
Oh, Morgan's fine. He took cover.
Happy to hear it. He's not like hurt anything, right?
No,
Not got shot.
I mean, I gotta admit, I shot that one with a shotgun, but I should have been loading up for incendiary. I didn't realize she was a fanghead.
What's a fang head? You mean a vampire?
Yeah, apparently
That
they're weak to fire.
like werewolves are weak to silver?
That's correct. At least
Is
some
it
of the
like a?
legends are true.
I learned it from parent and Officer Christine today, but fire, you say, right?
Yeah,
Huh.
vampires hate fire, werewolves hate silver, ghosts don't like ectoplasm, so we got special rounds for them. Uh, let's see. Um, about all I know about the supernaturalies. I know that there's some other ones out there, and I've never really experienced them. But that's kind of what I know off the top of my head. Vampires don't like fire, or sunlight. Werewolves don't like silver, and ghosts we got special electro rounds for them.
Very cool. Thank you. Uh, I am very happy that I learned for all this information. If there's any way I can pay,
What are
let
you
me
talking
know.
about? You're a fellow comrade in arms here at Section 9. You don't need to pay for any of that information.
Thank you. That's great to know. Um, I'm not very used to it's camaraderie, but I'm glad to have it. The
He knows.
Out of curiosity, like that armor, doesn't is like I got that one of the skin fitting ones,
Oh
but
yeah, me
like
and Cyclops over here, we got some of the most top of the line on the market right now.
so like those armors make you slow, right?
Well, mine does. I went for see the specialty was is that Cyclops here went for more of a stealth but a lighter option. I
Hmm.
went for a much heavier, more durable option, but yeah, it does slow me down a bit.
I kind of want to like an armor that looks like a jacket.
Armored clothing? That shouldn't be too hard to get.
No, like not just like something special, like something that like in I don't know. She kind of like puts her hand under her chin and says, "That that your thing is just too. I would feel trapped in it, and like it's understood. It's easily understood that she doesn't know why she would feel trapped, but it's because of her beast OOC. But it's obvious she
Mm-hmm.
doesn't know why she feels trapped, and she says, "I just would feel trapped." So I'm trying to come up with something light, but that's cool. But at the same time, I don't like getting shot.
I
Is
don't
this
think
like
any of
a
us do.
so I don't, like is this a sacrifice I have to make if I wear a jacket?
Well, it depends. Normally, the heavier your armor and the more durable it is, more it slows you down. However, this is the year 2077. So I'm sure you can find something if you're willing to fork down the resources for it.
Hmm. Some special shit. Okay. Well, I guess I will try. Who would do this? Like, who would like find some cool leather jacket? Because leather jacket is the best thing ever.
Well, I know Payroon could probably find some stuff for you. If not him, you can talk to one of our other guys here. Might be able to find something for you there.
Okay. That's
Nonetheless,
what I will do.
and you three continue to just sit and talk about the day and talk
Yeah,
about this raid
completely.
and assault. And we'll go ahead and have that scene end. And now the scene goes to Miss Justice and Riker.
Uh, so we were discussing this. So I guess Riker says the place, and I'll show up there.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. So the direction that Christine would be given would be up to in front of a gated community. Very nice area. Very there's patrols going around. There's a checkpoint, little guard booth. Upper class stuff.
I'll be pulling up in not the cop car and cop uniform because that's just asking for trouble. I would be I'd be pulling up in that car that I got for my wedding, which we haven't determined how cool it is. I asked the player who gave me that.
It can literally be what you want it to look like at this point.
I know, but I figured it'd be funny. You know what? Yeah, it's gonna be the Mustang. It would be the sci-fi version of a Mustang. Here we fucking go, boys. American muscle ain't dead. It's just flying. So yeah, pulls up and flies it. Well, kind of no point in a gated community to stop at a gate. Huh? What do gates do now? So yeah, I'd pull up to the address you asked me.
They do have like some little side vehicles that can fly.
The
Yep.
landing pad.
Guards would let you through easily enough. They're like, yeah, like you get clearance pretty easily. The moment you mention the house number, it's just like, oh, yep, go ahead.
So this is like a nice ass neighborhood.
And yeah, it's Valentine. Like, this is a very nice neighborhood. Quite unexpected
Okay.
for Valentine after what she'd heard of Riker, probably.
Very much so. It kind of pisses me off. The property value of this area is like twice that of her own. It's like, sure. So she pulls up and I guess knocks on. What does the house look like?
Yeah. Actually, Riker's waiting for you in front of basically the driveway to the house. And the house is fucking gigantic. It's not quite just like a royal mansion, but yeah, you'd never think a criminal lives here unless it was a politician.
How do you afford to live here?
You know. Riker just gives a bit of a shrug. He's actually dressed a lot more casually this time. None of the bling, none of that. He's just in a shirt, jeans. They never went out of style.
She's just in the first T-shirt she had available to her, which is just the San Fran PD sweatshirt, or not just a San Fran PD T-shirt. And besides that, just normal clothes.
Yep. Wow, subtle. He says.
Do I look subtle? Can I even possibly do subtle?
I've tried hard enough, but that's no problem here. None of the yeah, there's a reason I live here and not anywhere else. Or rather, why my mom lives here. Yeah, come on in. He just motions forward towards the house.
Oh, big bad crime boss lives with mom. Okay.
What was that?
Hear that was whispered, but you'd probably hear that with Wolf hearing.
I actually didn't hear what Valentine whispered.
Big bad crime boss lives with mom.
Well, that's actually the property's to my name, but so it's her house. I'm not here most days, actually. She actually, he lifts up his shirt a bit to show off the bandages, from where he got stabbed with silver. Yeah, she's probably gonna be pissed about this. She has this knack, to know when I got hurt.
Aren't you supposed to heal from that?
It's silver, man. Silver. It's gonna take a while.
Oh, that's right. Hey, fuck you. I can't touch silver now.
Don't worry. There's no silver in this house for good reason.
That's not the point. How do I get hurt with? How do I actually feel? I can't. It actually hurt. How does that hurt?
He just like puts a hand on your shoulder and just goes, "Spirit bullshit." Come on.
Half the mind of fucking.
I'm gonna be so happy I'm back. And then immediately chastise me for his injury.
I ought to chastise you.
You've been doing that for a while. Since yesterday, I think.
I think out of character at the time would have been like, honestly, like maybe 6 days. For reasons.
Yeah. Probably.
Yeah.
Feels like yesterday. Right. So Riker, like he gets to the door, he's about to open it. He goes, "Oh, and yeah, I think I told you about it, but Mom doesn't know about about anything really. You know, werewolf, Section 9, supernatural. So, yeah, I'm trying to keep it on the down low."
I know that feeling.
Right. Your hubby.
Hey, just don't be surprised if people end up knowing or being more than you think they are.
Yeah, I know. But I'll try to protect her as best as I can. Come on. He opened the door into the house, and it's the inside matches the outside. It's very fucking luxurious. Just a nice long rug, nice furniture, doors everywhere. A spiraling staircase you can see farther ahead. Now,
And you get this from a hole.
from a oh, you mean the pit? Yeah, you'd be surprised how much people pay for those things.
I mean,
It's not cheap, you know.
I'd almost pay to punch you in the face.
I mean, we're still on right now. If you really want to make you feel better, go ahead.
Immediately swings. Without hesitation.
All right.
Okay,
Strength
so
brawl.
I take it Riker is not dodging.
Nope.
So if Riker does not dodge, no defense applies. So it is strength plus brawl plus 1. Because do you have professional training?
Only
as
in
a merit?
police.
Okay, so it'll
Oh,
be
wait,
strength plus
professional training.
yeah, the merit
Uh,
that gives you +2 rather than +1 on specialties.
professional training.
That's
Yeah, I do have it. I just
area
have one
of
dodge.
expertise.
Area of expertise. I'm sorry.
Then no, I don't.
Okay, so it's strength plus brawl plus 1.
All right. So, ooh,
How many hits did you get?
not loaded in
Haven't
yet.
rolled yet. There you go.
4.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the thing though, Christine. What is your base strength?
8.
Okay, so 9, 10, 11, 12. Riker, what is your armor?
But you do know base strength doesn't add to damage, right?
Oh, yeah. What am I thinking? That's old wad. So
Yeah.
that would be.
Is that why I was taking so much damage? Never mind. That's for later.
Yeah, no, that's old wad. That's why everything in old wad was stupid because it's like, oh, my strength adds to the successes.
No.
So
So it's just 4 and then +1 if they have anything special like brass knuckles. And
I mean,
so-
her knuckles are metal, but no.
So I mean, yeah, you take a pretty dang good solid hit, Riker. It only does 1 bashing, but it's still a pretty good hit.
Yeah, let's no, Riker right now is in his like normal form, completely human form. So it actually is a good two bashing. Yeah, Riker's like, ah, nice shot. He like scratches the bruise a bit, and he takes his hand off, and the bruise is gone.
Damn, that felt good.
Yeah, that's
Whew.
that's why I let you.
All right, I
No,
feel a lot better now, actually.
that's good. And like at the sock, like a very scared just maid just pops out of one of the doors and goes, "Up, is everyone okay?" Riker, Riker just holds a hand up, like, yeah, it's fine. Hey, it's Mom's studio. And she just nods a bit, like eyeing you, Christine, for a bit before just scurrying away.
Is she human or a synth?
She is entirely human. She's giving off nothing. She's
Okay.
just a scared little maid.
You
Yeah.
have
All right.
fucking
So
maids?
yeah, gotta keep Mom, pampered. Well, you think she's gonna clean this entire giant house alone? Hell no.
Uh, you know what? I don't even. I just don't expect you. I mean, I know freaking Batman, and you're like. You don't have like a secret bat cave, do you?
Um.
Or a wolf den?
Uh, unless you count the pit, no, not really.
Okay. Yeah,
None
still
of,
no
none
Batman.
of that. I mean, if you really, I could buy one actually. That's a good idea. He like considering the idea as he like walks along. Brings you up the spiral staircase into the second floor. Starts going down one of the halls, and there is one door where you can clearly hear music coming from. Just soft classical. Not even classical actually. It's more like angelic, like the choirs. Choir. Yeah, choir. that's the word.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Real quick. I just realized. Why am I meeting your mom?
Well, you are technically part of the pack.
And is there like a magic thing, or is it just a social title?
A mix of it, kind of. I mean, the magic part already happened, kind of. With you, being wolf-blooded.
Right. Right.
But well, you
Wait,
are
what
my
was the
responsibility.
wait? Does she even know I'm showing up? What's the cover story here?
Oh, she doesn't even know I'm showing up. Don't worry about it. She likes surprise visits.
You son of a bitch. Fine.
So yeah, Riker just knocks on the door a bit, and you just hear a, "Yes, who is it?" And Riker just goes, "Hey, Ma, I'm home."
No,
And
wait,
they're just
Bob
gonna.
should totally be your mom.
I mean, he can if he wants to be.
Hello.
But yeah, she's
This
like
is
very calm and accepting. Just so you know.
this is a bit of a surprise. It's good to see you, son.
Hey, Mom.
Hello, welcome back.
Hi.
And who is this?
Oh, this is a friend from work, if you will.
Pleasure to meet you. You are?
Justice.
Very nice to meet you. Well, welcome to our humble abode. And I've been fine,
It's a
right?
very nice home.
Thank you. She goes back to what she was doing before. She says, "Help yourself, whatever we have." Oh, and Riker, we will need to discuss some things later.
Oh, like what?
Like your mess up.
No, but she doesn't know.
I looked something up here when I was reading about that.
Yeah?
She is still going to say that.
Oh, God.
So
Like,
you
his
just look
face, like-
surprised.
Yeah. Oh.
Almost like I
What mess up?
called.
She kind of just turns and gives you that motherly look that mothers give their children of the, really?
I'm going to kind of look around, just not paying it, because I know that vibe. I know that glare. Like,
We'll talk about it later, Riker. Why don't you show Miss Justice around?
Yeah, sure. Is Varen home?
She went out to do just a little bit of shopping for me. We're doing a nice little dinner tonight, so she'll be back momentarily.
All right. So you're getting along with her?
Of course.
Right. He just starts to like, Christine, let's go.
She is a lot more better
All
behaved
right.
than you. She chuckles a bit.
Yeah, I know, Mom. But I do try.
You do try. She gives you a little pat on the shoulder, and she's like, "Now go show the new friend around."
Okay.
And as Justice walks by, just as she pulls you aside and kind of whispers in your ear a bit, I mean, it doesn't matter. You both could probably hear it anyway. And she says, "Don't let the man fool you. He's a bit of a wimp. Don't let him intimidate you into something you don't want to do." And she just pats you on the shoulder and just goes back to her work.
understood, ma'am.
Mom.
Ma'am.
Metal smirk.jpg.
Actually, just out of curiosity, if something that happened earlier, what did you say your base strength was?
8.
It should be 9, actually.
Because you got the +1 to stamina and strength.
No, that was counting. That was counting the +1.
Really?
Was it?
Okay.
Well, wait, actually, see, I have 5 strength, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, it is 9.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you took 3. No, I'm just kidding. No, but so that punch was like, ugh.
That probably would have almost killed a normal mortal man.
Probably. The Riker? He's fine.
I mean, to be fair though, that was a punch you'd remember.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Captain Falcon. There's a reason he was a returning veteran. All right, so you just go to tour the house. I guess I'll let you guys take it away.
All right, yeah. That derailed me a bit, but what?
So I thought she didn't know.
Yeah, I thought so too.
She might just be addressing something else stupid you've done.
I wouldn't be surprised, and I really hope it's that, but with Section 9, you never know.
No, you really don't. So
Friend or
who's
not,
you
I'm
mentioned
gonna-
earlier?
Oh, Varen. Yeah, she's my adopted little sister.
All right, your other victim.
Come on. Unlike you, I did mean to turn her. She asked after all. Then he just chuckles to himself. Ha! You heard an accident.
And you're an idiot.
I get that a lot. Right.
To be fair,
Oh.
if they're gonna be dumb, they better be tough.
You said it, not me. But yeah, Riker's gonna show Justice around. It's a very nice house, and it's like, just decked out. The kitchen is massive. There's people working there. There seems to be people working everywhere. Very big garden at the back. Some office rooms, some an art room even where someone seems to paint to pass his time. Probably his mom. And even a big personal gym.
Your mom does a lot of artwork around here. Music, sculpting, painting.
Well,
Is
that's
she,
what that
is she,
that's what?
is she like a professional, or is this just a passionate hobby?
I think this is just how she passes the time.
When
Ever
does
since
she?
she got out of well, ever since she got out of the hospital, I've been, paying for everything.
What was she in the hospital for?
She like gives off just a. It's a long story.
All right, I
But
won't
hey.
pry.
No. I mean, you shared your story with me, and you said it was personal. I could share my story with you. Might give you an idea of why I'm in this business.
All right.
We should probably do that over some food, though. Come on. You can still eat, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, he'll bring you over to like just a little, more private, little dinner area. Some food will be served. Any drink you might like, they'll probably be able to prepare it. Right.
All right. So
Where to begin? Well, I suppose I could start at the beginning. Yeah. Well, when I was a kid, it was always just me and my mom, my father just wasn't around. And, it's a normal life, a good life. I was a normal kid. A bit rough on the edges, bit of a troublemaker, but I never did hurt. I didn't seriously hurt nobody. Uh, that's the kind of life we led, just living paycheck by paycheck, day by day. At least until my father came back. Things got better at first. I never really saw the man all that much. Didn't really feel much for him. But he was there now. I wasn't the fatherless child anymore. But Mom wasn't happy. She grew distant, afraid. And, well, at the time I was too naive to know why. Like, just goes quiet for a bit, seeming to be remembering that. This went on for a while. And, well, I didn't know it at the time, but my mom and dad had always been fighting. And those fights went from behind closed doors to just all around the house. It wasn't a big house. I hear very clearly, day by day. Mom got even more jumpy as I got bigger, stronger. At one point, she said that I looked just like my father. That hurt me a bit. Not gonna lie. And well, it all culminated when she threw a pot of boiling water at me because she thought I was my dad.
Oh. That's...
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. She went into her room after that. She didn't even apologize back then. Well, had to go to the hospital for a bit. By the time I got back, well, they told me she had fallen sick, some strange illness. And he said he didn't have the money to treat it. And, well, she did just throw boiling water at me, but she was still my mom. She had always been caring and loving before. I wasn't sure what changed her at the time, but I still wanted to help her. And he told me that there's a place I could earn money to help her. I think you can see where that's going.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So you...
that's how I got introduced to pit fighting. If only it was that simple, though. If it only had ended there. Have you ever been in a pit fight? Don't think so, right?
No, not even close, no.
You know the rules. Anything goes, and no tapping out. Killing's allowed. Expected, even. And I got thrown in my first match. First cage match, really. Didn't go too well. I was beaten, bloodied, but something kept me going. The thought of my mom and some rage that I didn't know what it was at the time just kept me going, fighting. So I eventually managed to, well, crack the man's head. He died on the spot. And, taking a life ain't easy. Not the first time. But then the crowd cheered and roared. And it just flowed through me. It pushed away that awful feeling of horror. It revitalized me, even. And I suddenly realized there was a pleasure to this. Not to killing, but to pleasing the crowd. Second match went much better. Again, the crowd roared. Again, it revitalized me. Pushed away the horrors of, taking a life. This is not the kind of business you can be in without at least being okay with taking a life.
I can sort of see that, I guess.
Yeah. And that's where things started to get strange. I saw something weird in the crowd after the third fight. I couldn't really explain it, but people just looked weird. Not all of them, only some of them. By the fifth fight, I was seeing little things crawling on the corpses on the pit, all over the place. And my father began to become more incoherent. He started rambling about stuff. Something about needing to prepare me. About getting me ready. About all this being for some higher purpose. I didn't know what he meant. I was just fighting to keep my mother alive. Try to pay her treatment. The last 3 fights were the worst. Not the fights themselves, what happened after. At that point, I was being followed back home by things. But I couldn't see them. I couldn't touch them. They were in the ring as well. I tried swinging at them. I would just swing it in empty air, basically. And didn't really understand what was happening at the time. But at the 10th fight, my father was ecstatic, to say the least. Started ranting about the pure, about something called the Five Keepers, the Ivory Claws, Predator Kings, things I didn't understand at the time. And he told me I was so close. And then he let slip. All this time, he could have paid for my mother's treatment.
Did you kill him?
Oh, I was fucking furious. More than furious, though. All that dread I talked about, everything, all that feelings of horror that was pushed away by the roars of the crowd, it all came flooding back. Suddenly, it didn't feel like I was fighting for a purpose anymore. Why had I killed those people? Sure, some of them were low life, but I'm pretty sure others were just trying to feed their family or help them, just like I was. And all this, my father's rambling, and the full moon up ahead. Yeah, that was the first time I turned. I didn't know what happened after that. I just remembered my bones cracking, my spine popping, becoming bigger, and seeing my dad do the same. The same monster I was becoming was staring back at me, and that's the last I remember of that day. What I do know is my father died that night. From what I was told, I came out on top in that fight. He ran out of juice, if you will, before I did. Fucked him up in his human form pretty bad. Then some hunters that had been after him found him, injured, without the killing form. And that was that. Silver bullets. And he was gone.
Huh. Alright.
Still don't know who it was, honestly. Might have been Section 9, and they're just not telling me. Might have been just some other hunter group. Just a bunch of those out there. But I got the inheritance. I got my father's money. So I paid for my mom's treatment. But I didn't have anywhere left to go. There was only one thing I knew how to do. So I kept doing it. I kept fighting in the pits. At least until my mom's treatment was done. They told me she'd be fine. I waited a few days at the hospital until she finally woke up. God, when she looked at me, she looked with shock. I thought she was about to lash out again, so I was just going to leave. And then she hugged me, and just kept saying over and over, "I'm sorry." He just wiped his eye a bit.
Christine also looks a bit more depressed. She's got her own shit.
I decided from that day on, no one else would ever hurt her. No one else would ever put her in danger. That's what I've been trying to do. Kept fighting in the pit. I'd never told her about it. She looked at the wounds and I just told her, yeah, those are from the job. Nails, falls, trips, all that stuff. Thankfully, most of those injuries went away. Only a few were really stuck, enough for her to see them. It was somewhere along this time that I decided, why am I still fighting in the pit? I could take it over. I would no longer be fighting to make someone else rich. Those I want to fight, they would make me rich. So I went up to the boss, some low-life mob boss, slaves all around. I popped his head off. The first hit knocked off his jaw. The next hit severed it completely. And the third one took his head. And that was that.
She kind of, when you say that, those, and then no, she kind of winces at all that.
Yeah, it wasn't pretty, but I changed the rules of the pit. No more slaves, no more involuntary fighting, up the pay, all that good stuff. And, well, between my father's money and what I've been making off the pit, well, here we are. At some point in that time, I found this girl on the street, just seeming almost to be dying of hunger. But when I saw her, I saw a bit of myself in her. So I picked her up. I fed her, gave her clothing, introduced her to my mom. My mom even took care of her, sort of as a surrogate daughter. And she eventually became to be known as Baron Vestaria. Unfortunately, she also decided to follow in my footsteps. She wants to fight in the pits, and I'm not one to stop her. Just prepare her.
I see the logic behind what you're doing. I see it, and I can empathize with it. Then she leans in. Still not right.
Oh, definitely not. But there's a demand. I took over the market, and I can't really let go of it.
Can or won't.
Think of it like this. I close my pit, another one's gonna come up right there, right then. And it's gonna be back to the old mob boss with those slaves, starving, hunger, fights to the death. No, I think I'll stick around with it.
All right. Sure. Take a sip of drink. So, who told you all about wolf stuff?
Somewhere along my pit fighting days, well, some werewolves came along trying to pick me up. I ran with them for a while. Blood Talons, they called themselves. They called me Rahu, a someone that was turned underneath the full moon. They explained to me most of this stuff, but I just couldn't find it in myself to go with them. Wasn't my lifestyle, you know. I still keep in touch sometimes, but I'm not officially part of their pack.
Fair enough. Hmm.
We all came from somewhere.
Yep. I came from Oregon.
What brought you so far south? South?
Work. Yeah, it's south.
Classic. Yeah.
You know, you're kind of. I'm in love with you. I hate this city. I hate it. I hate pretty much. I hate that you pretty much represent that half of humanity I can't stand. That bloodthirsty. You're at least. I can see why. You at least give me reasons. But, like. It's still a lot. I don't know.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. So that way you became a police officer. Try to stop, well,
Oh,
people on the darker side than me.
oh, I originally became a cop because pretty much my family's been law enforcement for like 2 generations.
Ah, line of cops. That's neat.
Yep. And I got RoboCopped.
Yeah. How's that working out for you?
I mean, good, I guess. I'm happy with myself.
That's good. It sounds cheesy, but yeah. At the end of the day, you just gotta roll with the punches. Try to accept whatever happens and make the best of it.
That's the first smart thing you've said all day.
Hey, hey, I'm a barrel of wisdom. Most of it
Oh,
involves
something.
punching.
So out of character, what are we about to do?
I don't know. I didn't think I'd get this far.
But we need a plot. We need something to push the plot.
Varen could be coming back.
It's at this point, then, if you insist that Varen does come back with groceries. And after finding that you are somewhere in the house, she comes over to you. Hey, how's it going? Who's this?
Name's Justice.
Varen says Justice, Varen.
Varen. Pleasure to meet you.
And my shirt does just blatantly say police on it.
Yep.
She kind of looks down at it, tilts her head, looks over at Riker with a very cinematic one eyebrow raise.
She's suffering from work. Don't worry about it.
So I see. Well,
I-
is there anything you'll need from me? I was going to go warm up a bit.
Ah, right. You have mashed potato tonight, don't you? That's Varen, by the way.
Yes. Rather small one, but got to keep limber.
Of course. No, I just wanted to just came by to introduce Valentine here. You're probably going to be seeing a lot more of her as of late.
Of course.
And
Don't mind. I hope.
no, I think you two will get along just fine, right?
Sips
I
awkwardly sips
suppose
drink.
so.
Yeah, right. You should. I think you should keep my
Yeah.
mom waiting.
She nods and leaves the room.
Yeah, she's serious. No nonsense, really. Man, you should have met her when she was younger. More wild. She would have attacked you on sight.
Goody. So, I guess I'll go. I guess I'll go. What should I do?
You could stick around for a while. You could.
At this point, hold on. At this point, the camera will fade out as you two are enjoying coffee and tea in a beautiful mansion. As for the first time in a while, it is actually not massively raining in San Francisco, just a drizzle, since it is getting closer to summertime and the weather is heating up. And the camera will fade out to the moon, which is no longer full. And that is where we will end this session. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. This has been another session